Hello, 5th grade math students. This is Chapter 3.2, Subtracting Unlike Fractions. This chapter has two main ideas. First, we'll learn to subtract two unlike fractions where one denominator is not a multiple of the other. And second, we'll estimate differences between fractions. Let's get started with this short and sweet lesson. We begin by finding common denominators to subtract unlike fractions. A carton contains 3/4 quart of milk. Larry's thirsty, so he pours 1/3 of a quart of that milk into a cup. How much milk is left in the carton? Well, let's set up this problem. To find out what's left in the carton, we need to take 3/4 minus 1/3. Which is what Larry is drinking. Just as we do with addition problems, our first step is to find the common denominator so that we can subtract 1/3 from 3/4. The common denominator for 4 and 3 would be 12. That is our least common multiple and therefore our common denominator. So we need to rewrite 3/4 and 1/3 as their equivalent fractions with 12 as the denominator. For 3/4, we'll accomplish that by multiplying both the numerator and the denominator by 3, giving us 9/12. To rewrite 1/3 with 12 as its denominator, we need to multiply both the numerator and the denominator by 4, giving us 4/12. Now when we subtract our fractions, our denominator is going to stay the same. So we're going to leave 12 on the bottom. What's 9 minus 4? It's 5. So our answer is 5/12. There are 5/12 of a quart left in the carton. Now try these two sample problems on your own. In the first problem, you'll subtract 1/5 from 2/3. In the second problem, you'll begin with 1, subtract 1/4, and then subtract 1/6. Remember that 1 can also be represented as a numerator over the same denominator, for example, 3/3. Press pause to complete these two problems, and when you get back, we'll learn to use benchmarks to estimate differences. In yesterday's lesson, we learned to use benchmarks to estimate the sum of two fractions. Today, we'll use that same idea to estimate the difference between two fractions. So let's estimate the difference between 8/9 and 4/10. So what would 8/9 minus 4/10 be if we use our benchmarks to estimate? So first we'll take a look at 8/9. 8/9 is pretty close to 1. If I were marking it on my number line here, I'd probably put it around here, 8/9. And 4/10 is not quite 5/10. 5/10 would be 1/2. So I'm going to put 4/10 right here, right below 1/2. So my benchmarks for these two will be 1 minus 1/2. I'm going to round or benchmark 8/9 to 1. And I'm going to round our benchmark 4/10 to 1/2. 1 minus 1/2 gives us an answer of 1/2. So the difference between 8/9 and 4/10 is about 1/2. Try 3 of these estimation problems on your own. And believe it or not, friends, that's it for this chapter. As promised, short and sweet. I'll see you tomorrow to begin our work on fractions, mixed numbers, and division expressions. It's going to be fun. See you then.